You know that feeling, right, when you're walking just a little too close to the curb, or you see someone waiting to cross on one of those tiny, terrifying medians? That's what we're getting into today. We're going to go way beyond just look both ways and really dig into the complicated, often invisible dynamics at play when we share the road. And this quote just nails it. It's all about that split second. One moment, you're just on an ordinary walk, and the next, things can get really serious really fast. This is exactly why this topic is so incredibly important for every single one of us, whether we're behind the wheel or on our own 2 feet. So what are we really talking about here? Well, the official term is precarious pedestrian behavior. And look, this isn't just about jaywalking. It's about where you position yourself. It's standing right on the edge of the road, waiting, or it's trying to cross from a narrow median, or even walking on the shoulder of a road because, hey, there's no sidewalk. It's about being in that unseen danger zone. Which brings us right to our first section, the unseen danger zone. So what makes this space so tricky? We're about to explore why these seemingly tiny, unconscious choices, like exactly where you decide to stand, carry such a massive risk. But that begs the question, right? Why do we even do it? In this next part, we're going to unpack the fascinating and honestly sometimes surprising reasons we end up in these vulnerable spots. Turns out, it's a mix of psychology, our environment, and just, well, simple human nature. Let's start with a culprit you might not expect, our own brains. Seriously, sometimes our minds can actively work against our own safety. We all have these cognitive blind spots that can literally stop us from seeing danger that's right there in front of us. And this isn't about being careless, it's just about how we're wired. And there's actually a name for this: inattentional blindness. Think about it. When you're totally absorbed in a text message or listening to a podcast, your brain decides that's the #1 priority. So it just filters out other stuff, like the sound of an approaching car. It's not just being rude, it's a genuine inability to perceive danger because your brain has decided it's just background noise. Now, what's so interesting here is that it's never just one thing. It's a whole cocktail of reasons. You've got our personal choices, right? Like being on our phones or just being impatient. Then you've got the psychology piece, like optimism bias, that little voice in our head that says, oh, I can make it, making us completely underestimate how fast a car is really going. And then you've got the stuff we can't control, like bad lighting or the fact that there just isn't a sidewalk to begin with. And all of this creates this huge, dangerous gap between what we assume is happening and what's actually happening. We're thinking, oh, for sure the driver will see me. But the reality, we could be in a massive blind spot. We think, I've got plenty of time. But we are terrible at judging a car's speed from a distance. And we believe they have to stop for me, which completely ignores the possibility of a distracted driver who won't even see us until it's too late. Okay, so we've laid out the problem. Now let's talk solutions. It's time to shift gears and get into the playbook, your personal guide to taking back control and staying safe out there. These are simple, actionable things that make a world of difference. Let's get back to basics because you know what? They really, really work. First, stick to the spots where drivers expect you to be. That means crosswalks and intersections. Second, use your senses. Look left, right, then left again, and listen for traffic. Third, and this one is huge, make eye contact. Get that little nod, that nonverbal "I see you" from the driver before you step off the curb. And finally, when it's safe, go for it. Cross with confidence, no hesitating. Being safe is all about being seen, so let's talk about your visibility toolkit. At night, bright or reflective clothing isn't just a good idea, it's essential. Use a light. Your phone has one. Use it. Try to stick to well-lit routes. And this last one is so important. If there's no sidewalk, you always walk on the shoulder facing the oncoming traffic. It gives both you and the driver the maximum amount of time to see each other and react. All right, let's game out a high-stakes scenario. It's a terrifying thought, but what do you actually do if you find yourself stuck, stranded in the middle of moving traffic? The absolute worst thing you can do is panic. There's a protocol for this, and knowing it could save your life. Okay, let's break this down. Step 1, stay calm. Seriously, take a deep breath. Panic is what makes people dash out into traffic. Next, assess your options. Is there a median, an island, anywhere safe you can get to? Third, signal. Make yourself big, use hand signals, let drivers know you're there and you're stuck. Fourth, and this is crucial, wait. Don't gamble. You wait for a large, obvious, undeniable gap in the traffic. And finally, when you get that gap, move quickly but carefully. Walk briskly. Don't run, because the last thing you want to do is trip. But this isn't a one-way street, pun intended. Safety is absolutely a shared responsibility. So now let's flip the script and look at things from behind the wheel. Let's talk about how drivers can and must be our allies in keeping pedestrians safe. So you're driving and you see a pedestrian in a potentially unsafe spot. The protocol is simple and super effective. First, slow down. Immediately. That buys you precious reaction time. Second, give them space. A wide berth is a safe berth. If you can move over a lane, do it. And third, be prepared to come to a complete stop. Never, ever assume you know what that person is about to do.
Now here's a classic driver dilemma. You see someone who seems completely zoned out, maybe about to step off the curb without looking. Should you use your horn? The answer is yes, but it's all about how you use it.
Your horn is a tool for awareness, not aggression. All you need is a quick, friendly little tap, a beep beep, to get their attention. A long, angry blast is the worst thing you can do. It can startle someone so badly they jump, and they might jump right into the path of danger. Think of it as a tap on the shoulder, not a scream in the face. Okay, let's pull all these threads together. This is our final section, and it's all about the big picture, creating our shared road to safety. This goes beyond what any one of us can do and looks at how we build an entire culture of awareness. I absolutely love this metaphor. It's so perfect. It's not a battle between cars and people. It's a dance. And for any dance to work, both partners have to be paying attention, they need to have some empathy for each other, and they both need to know the steps. It really requires everyone to play their part. And here's a funny but really insightful example of why we need clear rules for this dance. The parking spot question. Can you stand in a spot to save it for a car? The legal answer is no. A parking spot is for a vehicle. But what this really shows is a bigger principle. Our shared public spaces need clear, universal rules so they can function safely and without starting a fight. And looking at the even bigger picture, building safer communities really comes down to three things. We need better education in schools and through public campaigns. We need engagement, getting the whole community involved. And critically, we need better infrastructure, things like more lighting, high-visibility crosswalks, and roads that are actually designed to slow cars down and keep people safe from the get-go.
And that, right there, is the ultimate takeaway. Real, lasting road safety isn't just about laws or signs. It's about building a culture of looking out for each other. It's drivers actively scanning for pedestrians, and pedestrians doing their part to be seen and be predictable. When it comes down to it, it's just about all of us looking out for each other.
So, I'll leave you with this final question. After all this, what's one small shift you can make in your daily routine? Maybe it's deciding to put your phone in your pocket the moment you step onto a busy street. Or maybe, if you're a driver, it's consciously easing off the gas in pedestrian areas. What's the one small thing you'll do to be a better partner in this dance?
Please like, subscribe, and get notified.